Hey everyone, this is Scott back with the Dunlooting Warcry. Today we're going through some lists for an upcoming event this Saturday, Second Breakfast. It's a OSBGL 90-point event happening in Almer. Um, Notably skipping all the battle reports that I still have to do. I've after this, I think it's 8 events worth of battle reports. Uh, that's going to be coming in a few days. It's definitely happening this time because I have 3 weeks before my next event after this, so I have to finally roll them all out. So we'll end up circling back to that early next week. But for now, just gonna jump into the lists and information for the event. So it is a 650 point event. However, you get a bonus point if you end up doing 649 instead of 650. Kind of leaning outside the hey, round it out mentality. Um, so it's a bonus TB for that, and a bonus if you got your list in last or a couple weeks ago, whenever that was, last week. 145, dice down, 4 rounds. We know that game 4 is Clash by Moonlight, but other than that, it's going to be randomly rolled out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have this, and then we're having a barbecue over at Ray's house afterwards. So it's gonna be a real fun day. Um, Looking at TTA, so we have 22 people registered, so get a whole lot. And there's a nice spread of lists to look at over on my usual spreadsheet. Um, Jumping in first, we have a Men of the West under Adam with Aragorn on horse and Legolas with armor, and then just a whole bunch of tin cans with that. Pretty standard way to build it for this point level. It's hard to get in Gwahir, especially now with the points increase. And it's also hard to do Aragorn Gandalf at this point level without killing numbers, so 33 is a sizable amount for this. Next up, we have Andrew running Minas Morgul, Witch King with a Ring Wraith and a Captain, uh, and then just a whole ton of orcs. Um, and then there are some stalkers and trackers floating around for some more ranged pressure and disruption. Then Ben is running Arnor. It has a whole lot of dudes at 650, 45 models, Arvidu, Malbith, and Argadir. I think there are just the one knight, so it's just the one knight. So it's mainly foot heavy. It does have 14 bows, and of course, it's got a billion spears, so it has a lot of flexibility in the line and double banner to back it all up. It's gonna be hard to pressure, and Clash by Moonlight's gonna be a real dominant scenario for it. Next up, we have Ben running Reclamation of Osgiliath, Boromir and Faramir, the duo, and then a whole lot of knights at 7, and then tin cans to back them up. Not a whole lot of ways to build Reclamation at 650. You either go really heavy on knights or you go less numbers and bring uh, Madril. I think this is a pretty strong build at this point level. Next up, Ben is switching it up from his Birders Horde shenanigans and running Arathorn stand, uh, Arathorn, and then a whole bunch of Rangers. So a lot of might floating around. 25 might, 23 bows is going to be pretty deadly in Clash by Moonlight. So I'm afraid for whoever pulls that matchup. Um, Not a whole lot beyond that to talk about with it. He didn't stay at 649, even though he could have dropped a spear. That's gonna be sad. Next up, we have Brent with Riders of Theoden, running very heavy on heroes: Theoden, Aemir, Gamling, and Elfhelm. Solid group of guys. And then it does have some Riders of Rohan, so it's got some range pressure for kiting plays. Um, and again, a lot of just run in, smash things. Got a lot of hitting power. Chris is bringing the White Council. He's been working on painting them up and posting some images in the OSBGL Discord, and he made a small display board for them. Running Saruman, Elrond, Gandalf, Galadriel, and Thrain, so leaving Radagast at home. I think this could be better at 650 than Radagast. It's really just the toss up between Gandalf and him, um, what they bring to the table. I think Gandalf might be a little better with all the shooting that people brought because of Flash by Moonlight. So the blinding light that he can bring. I think he's got blinding. I hope he's got blinding light. Otherwise, I'm just talking out of my ass. Or I guess Galadriel has that thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Next up, we have John running Pits of Dol Guldur. It's Azog and the Keeper, and then it's got a big mix of troops with some Hunter Orc Warg Riders, a few bows floating around, some two-handing Hunter Orc Warg Riders and warriors, and then Fel Warg and some Gundi Orcs with a spear and a banner to back up Azog. It's a strong army at this point level. I'm not sure I'd take the war gear composition that they chose to, but it could be a very effective uh, play with surprise attack. Uh, Getting in, a lot of the armies are a little squishier because they went heavier on bows, so these guys can definitely do a lot of damage. Next up, Jeremy running Halls of Thranduil. It is Thranduil on an elk with heavy armor, along with Legolas and Toriel with a bow. And then just the one knight from what I'm seeing, and then mostly just Mirkwood elves. Bringing 11 bows with Legolas and Toriel included is a strong amount of shooting. Again, knowing that Clash by Moonlight's on the table, taking that shooting is a good idea. Next up, we have James Lawson running Serpent Horde. It's Suladan at a Mumak. Spoiler, it's not the only Mumak. And then it is a very heavy mobility play with 5 Rodram Raiders and 4 Serpent Riders to run alongside Suladan, backing up the War Mumak so that it can get its tramples, hopefully tagging things up so that it can still trample and not get tied up that way. Next up, we have James running Return of the King. He is chosen to do Herald, no Legolas in this one. And then that nets you a few more bodies. So up at 22, and then does have a banner with him, and then a bunch of Warriors of the Dead with that. And pretty beyond the Herald versus Legolas discussion, pretty buck standard on what you can build there. Next up, Jacob bringing Ravagers again. He loves this list. I love this list too. If I had the orcs, I might do it. I don't have enough, and I don't have Golf Thimble. But it is golf, 3 orc captains and a shaman, and then a whole lot of orcs. Now I am going to get on his case. While I do agree with the two-handers, there are not enough spears here. There's just not. It's going to be a little rough to get everyone into combat. But if he can get into combat, outnumbering is going to beat the crap out of things. And a hill troll to protect Golf Thimble with some nice hurls or barges is very good. Next up, we have Jan with Numenor, bring in Elendil and Isildur with a whole bunch of Numenorians. There's not a whole lot of ways you can build Numenor, but this goes all in on the longbows, which I think is a good idea. I think they are very good war gear choices. So 11 strength 3 shots. Again, Flash by Moonlight's on the table. You gotta account for that. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how Elendil and non-Ring Isildur, because you can't take it with that plays together. I have not seen them on the table together. Next up, we have Craig running Assault on Helm's Deep. Whole bunch of Uryks. A fair amount of Berserkers. I think there were 5. Not a lot that you could fit with Assault at this point level, but beyond that, a lot of crossbows. 11 crossbows is going to be pretty hard to shoot at from other armies. You're going to definitely deal some damage on that. And of course, not breaking is effective. You break at 66% instead of 50, so you basically have to be. There's not a whole lot of gap there. I mean, it's 12 to, remaining to break, 9 remaining. So the game's basically over at that point if you hit that. Next up, we have Kyle running Defenders of Helm's Deep. Théoden, Aragorn, Haldir, and then just a whole bunch of Galadrim elf bows, some shields and throwing spears to back them up. It's got a lot of ranged pressure. Again, Flash by Moonlight's on the table. Have to account for it. So this is going to be really nasty to run into for a lot of lists. Again, most people running lower defense to take bows. This can chunk through those D5 a lot quicker than D6. Next up, we have Logan with Depths of Moria. It is the Balrog Goblin Captain and a Black Shield Captain. A fair few Prowlers. I think there are 6 total, and then 6 bows. We're trying to figure out this one Goblin, what it should have, because it is a 650, so it's 649 here. So he's got a point left over to fix that. Waiting to see. Um, but up at 43 models, you get a lot of goblins. And of course, Clash by Moonlight, they don't care because they're cave dwellers. There's no bonuses to them, so they're not going to take as many shooting casualties against all these other shooting armies. Next up, we have Marcus running Lurtz as scouts. Lurtz, Mauher, and Ugluck, pretty buck standard. You don't have a lot of variation for this point level. Banner and a drummer, and then as many bows as you can take. So it's a solid army. It's going to have a lot of mobility plays and power in Clash, being able to dip in and out of 12 when it suits them to avoid shooting and get their shooting. Next up, we have Mike running Kingdom of Khazad-dûm with Durin and a king. And then it is mainly Hearthguard, so it's looking to just smash things down. Banner to back up against one-on-ones is useful, and of course, helping Durin out. And then beyond that, a few Rangers and some Dwarf Warriors, bringing a lot of dominant. This is going to be able to hold a lot of objectives. Next up, Quaid is bringing Black Gate, going for the Troll Chief and Mouth that you need to take, along with a Shaman and a Captain. And beyond that, it's just spamming out the Mordor Orcs. 50 models while having a Troll there is really, really hard to deal with. This is about what I'd expect for a lot of Black Gates post FAQ. Them adding in Mordor Orcs to this list. I mean, he's got one token Moran in there, but having all those numbers to do the outnumbering to help the troll not get surrounded, backed up by a shaman for fury, is going to be very effective. Next up, we have the second Kingdom of Khazad-dûm. So there's only a couple repeats. Durin and a Dwarf King again. This one's a little heavier on Iron Guard with a few less models. It's still got a bunch of Hearthguard floating around. It's got a lot of throwing weapons, and it does have those 8 Dwarf longbows. So again, range pressure, Flash by Moonlight. It's gonna be hard for a lot of armies to deal with this. The second Mumak. I'm taking a Mumak. I took one last weekend. Spoiler, it didn't go well. I'm taking it again. Little less points. I've got the banner. I've got the Warhorn. I do think I want both in every list that I build with this. Sigils and Tusk are auto include for me. And then it's just as many bodies as I can get. Sitting at 649 with 34. I do have 10 bows. All you can take. Most of them are on the Mumak, but the guys on the ground will be able to do some pressure. It's going to be interesting with Clash whether I get to run things over or whether I get shot off the board. It's going to be interesting. And then the last list, Steve with another Minas Morgul. This time it's just max bodies. No mount for the Witch King, but there are a ton of orcs, and it has a drummer. It's got some specters for disruption and, of course, charging terror, along with some trackers, or a lot of trackers, rather. It's got 10 trackers, which is going to do some damage on Clash. Again, Clash is known. You have to take bows, basically. He has taken it upon himself to challenge further and do 648 instead of 649 because rounding. This is going to be a hard list. These spammier lists are going to be difficult to deal with, in Clash especially, but just in general. There's a pretty sizable amount of high model count lists this time around. So I'm happy everyone's following in my footsteps and taking spam as I pivot away from spam for now. Taking a look over on the stat side of things, the average model count is 34. That's where I am. High is 52, low is 5. We're almost even on good evil. It is 12 good, 10 evil. Monsters are pretty minimal. Only 5 monsters, and 2 of them are war beasts, and one of them is a fell beast. So pretty lighter on that. Casting also is pretty light, down at 5. So not a whole lot. Taking a look at the spear average, it's pretty good. 30, 38 and change. We've exceeded the GBHL threshold of 33%. Um, Repeats, everyone's unique except for the two Minas Morgals and the two Khazad-dûms. So I didn't pull up that whole chart. But it's good to continue to see the variance in lists, not just everyone jumping down to one. I think there were a few too many Men of the West at the last one. So I'm happy that that's dropped down just to one. Um, but that's all I have for this. Again, I'll be coming back with a whole bunch of battle reports next week. I have like 8 of them to do, so it's gonna be a long one. I don't know how in depth I'm gonna go compared to usual on them, but I have to get them out of the way. So for now, thank you for watching. Please come back for that battle report where I can talk more about the Mumok and how I'm running it. And I'll see you all later.